Going to wait a couple more minutes for more people to join us before we start the virtual tour. In the meantime, for those who have already tuned in, I'd love for you to introduce yourself on chat. I'd love to know from where in the world you are joining me today, as well as what Nexford program you're interested in applying to or learning more about. So don't be shy, please introduce yourself on chat. Show of hands. If you guys are saying hi, I'd love to say hi back. So hi Hamida, hi Kenneth. I've left a message for everybody on chat. So for those who have just joined in, we're just going to wait another minute before we start. I'm waiting for you guys to introduce yourselves as well as tell me which Nexford program you're interested in learning more about. Hi, Glory. I see another hand raised. Can everybody hear me fine? A simple yes on chat would be great. I'm in a bit of a noisy area, but I hope that everybody can hear me just fine. Is everyone able to access the chat? The chat is disabled. All right. Give me a second, guys, to solve this. All right, guys, for those just joining in, we're going to start the webinar in a minute. It's just that I've noticed that the chat is disabled. So all of you are currently unable to answer on chat, which is unfortunate. I really wanted you guys to be able to introduce yourselves. So if you'll just give me a minute, bear with me. I'll just make sure you guys are able to access the chat. Hopefully this works. Hey guys, unfortunately, I wasn't able to change the setting for this webinar, so we're just gonna get started. We don't want to take more time from your day. However, what's great is even if the chat is disabled, you'll see there's a question and answer box, the Q&A box. So even if you have any question or any comments, please feel free to send it there too. At least I can read your messages there. You can already see Masao as well as Hamida have sent a message there. So please make sure to go to that section. That way we can at least, you guys can communicate. Okay, fantastic. So let's get started. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay, I hope everybody can see my screen right now. We do a show of hands, that'll just confirm. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Nico and Nade. So first, I'd love to introduce myself. My name is Mai, and I'm your Nexford Advisor. I've been with Nexford for over 3 years now. And during that time, I've spoken with so many learners from all over the world. And the most common question I get is, how exactly will I be studying online in Nexford? How does the online platform look like? So that's what I'm here to show you today. Of course, I'm not an expert learner, but this is a demo account, so I can be able to show you guys the online platform. What you're currently looking at is the homepage of the Nexford online platform. The learning management system is called Canvas. You can learn more about that simply by going online. The great thing is Canvas is also available on mobile phone. So this means that you don't only need a PC or laptop to be doing your studying in Nexford. The great thing is you can also download a mobile application. It can be on Android, it can be on iPhones as well, of course. So the mobile application is fully functional as well. You can access your studies, you can submit your assignments, you can check your grades, you can talk with professors, receive notifications, sync your calendar, and so much more. So we're going to try to go through as much as we can today. I know we had a bit of a late start, but let's jump back to the homepage here. What you're looking at right now is the main dashboard. You'll see these boxes represent any courses that you've enrolled in at Nexford. However, there's the exception of two things, the NXU Orientation as well as the writing lab. So these two aren't actual Nexford courses that you get enrolled in. They're both quite different. So let me start with the NXU Orientation. This represents sort of the welcome package that you would have to complete in order to start your official Nexford program, the program that you've enrolled in. So if I click on NXU Orientation, it takes you to this page. The home section, it kind of includes all of these. But if I jump just to the modules, you'll see that it has an introduction, 3 modules. Whereas every Nexford course actually has 6 modules and closing. So this is much shorter. While you need to complete the NXU Orientation before moving on to start your program, the grading of it does not affect your MBA or BBA grade or whatever program you've actually enrolled in at Nexford. But you do need to complete the NXU Orientation. It's quite simple. I'll give you a sneak peek today. The orientation just to go through everything that you need to know in order to be able to start your Nexford learning journey. Right, so we will jump into the NXU Orientation, but let me now explain to you the writing lab and why that is not a Nexford course. Rather, this is a resource you always have access to your whole Nexford program. On that, it takes you to this page similar to the one for the NXU Orientation. It starts off with some recent announcements, which I'll explain to you well. But if you go to the bottom here, you'll see that the writing lab is a resource that every Nexford learner has access to throughout their Nexford journey or the Nexford program. And because we know that not everybody is a natural born writer at Nexford, and in order to do your assignments, you're going to be needing to learn something such as APA formatting. If you haven't heard of that before, this is going to give you all the tools, the skills that you need in order to do that. Of course, this section can also improve your academic writing, improve your English skills, and so much more. So by going to the modules section, you'll see a ton of information that's going to help you with your writing style. Again, the APA style, which I mentioned, will give you tips on how to do paraphrasing, how to improve your writing, paragraph structure, for example, and so much more. There are a couple of things. So if you still don't find that your question is answered here, the great thing is you then book a one-on-one session. So what we mean by that is we have a writing lab coach on board, Caroline Fernandez. She's fantastic. You can see a little bio for her here. And if you click on this one-on-one meeting, it takes you to this personal booking page with Caroline where you can book a 30-minute session with her. So let's say 30-minute call, just pick a date, the timing, for example, put in your details and book. And that's it. You can adjust any questions that you have with her. So that's one option you have to get extra help when it comes to writing. Whereas instead, you can join these drop-in sessions she holds regularly. I would say probably weekly, as you can see. So once you have, you're enrolled or you have the mobile application on your phone, you will receive notifications for these, whether it's in your inbox or a notification on your mobile phone or even to your email inbox. And these will tell you about these drop-in sessions that she holds regularly. The great thing is, and the difference is that these actually include other Nexford learners. So it's a great way to also meet learners from around the world. We have learners from over 90 countries around the world right now. And these drop-in sessions are joined by as much as maybe 80 or 90 learners at a time. So I think it would be super helpful as well to hear the different questions coming from different learners. And that could really help you with your writing. And the great thing is that she announces, of course, what these drop-in sessions will cover in terms of topics. And they're also recorded. Always watch replay back. All right, so that is the writing lab, you guys. Finally, leadership, organizational development, as well as roadmap to success. These two are actual courses. So I will show you how these look like as compared to the NXU Orientation as well as the writing lab. If anybody has any questions, so ask them to the Q&A, to the Q&A section. They will get to answer questions towards the end of the webinar for anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how many questions you guys have. So don't shy away. Please ask your questions. I'm here to help, whether it's about tuition, applying, program, grading, or anything. Just as I go through the orientation, the virtual tour, if anything comes to mind, just drop it into the Q&A box. All right. Okay, let's talk about some simple main features. So on the left side here, this is what we call the navigation page. So this follows you everywhere, no matter what page you're on in the online platform, as you can see. That follows you around, as well as the Ask NXU tool. So this is a virtual advisor, we'd like to call it. Basically to answer any sort of common questions you may have. That's not too difficult, or you don't feel you necessarily need to reach out to our help team to answer that question for you. To search for it here, I'm so sure you'll find an answer for it. Let's say you want to learn more about the grading system. Of course, you can type out any question as well, and you'll find the answers here. And for some questions, if that doesn't necessarily, or some answers doesn't necessarily answer the question that you had, you'll find usually at the bottom, we also put another point of contact for you to get more information if you need to. But don't forget about this Ask NXU. Like I said, follows you. It's really useful. All right, you'll see that there's a calendar. So the calendar will include, automatic events or reminders depending on the courses that you've enrolled in Nexford. And you'll find that they're color coded. Of course, you can change your views. It's quite a dynamic calendar. You can, of course, add your own events. You can make it as detailed as possible if you like. You can add a quick to do. So if I were to click on more options, you'll see that you get the option to really flesh out that reminder or that event in your calendar by putting so much more information. And of course, if you download the mobile application or you have this synced, this will also be included. It will also, receive reminders for this on your mobile, right? Okay, so this is the calendar. Now, saying that they were color coded, so this is an area where you can actually expand. Let me show you. You see how these boxes have these sort of colored dots, right? This is just a sort of fun thing you can play around with. You can actually change that. You can change your view and make the whole thing have a color overlay if you like. So where that matters, like I mentioned, is the calendar. We would change here. Right, so those are just some fun features. If you click on the inbox, that will take you to your personal inbox here. You'll see you receive reminders like this, like the drop-in session I mentioned earlier. Let's say you want to send a message to somebody, leadership and organizational development, one of the courses that you're enrolled in. You can choose to speak with a teacher or a student. Let's say here you want to speak to a student, Abigail. So just put in the subject, put in the message, and send. And as easy as that, you just have sent a message to a fellow learner. So once you enroll in any Nexford course, you will have access to see who will, it's under the tab people. That's where you're going to be able to see who else is with you in the course, as well as who the professor is. Right, I've talked a lot about the main features in the demo page here. Let me jump to the NXU Orientation. So this is the first section of the NXU Orientation. Let me just refresh this page for you. I see there are 17 people with me. And I haven't received any questions yet. So I'm sure you guys have questions. Love to hear them. Answer them hopefully by the end of the day. That's not loading up properly for me now. Perhaps it's a connection issue. The great thing is I have it open on this page. So this is the first section of the introduction of the NXU Orientation. Right from the beginning, you'll see that you get a welcome video from our founder and CEO, Fadil Torresi. I'd love to play that for you guys just for a few seconds. Guys, it's not reloading up properly. There you go.
It's been said that the future is a convenient place for dreams, so why not dream big? I've always known education changes lives, but I first realized its impact over a decade ago. On my entrepreneurial journey, I saw a gap between the skills of college graduates and the needs of employers. With my own startups, I struggled to find people with the right competencies. For example,
okay, that's just a sneak peek for you guys. Sorry if I disconnected there for a second. With a show of hands, can you please guys tell me that you can still hear me and everything is working fine? Show of hands, guys. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm gonna take that as that you can hear me and everything. All right, so that is a welcome video, and I just want to tell you guys that this is a small indication of the different dynamic elements through which you're going to be doing your studying at Nexford. So it's not just going to be a lot of text. We don't want our learners falling asleep. You'll find that there are videos like these. There are going to be also audio clips, blog length articles, outside resources, embedded YouTube videos, and so much more. There will be tons of quizzes and things in the middle, that little activities that you can do throughout the platform to show that you're learning as you go. Right, you'll see here that you get the option to download a written transcript. So all of our videos have a written transcript that you can download. And as I go forward, you'll see that it gives you all the tips and tricks, things you need to know to get started with Nexford, including joining these learning communities. So these are really useful. They're led by Nexford learners, and they have different topics and areas depending on your interest. For example, if you're interested in entrepreneurship, finance, or human resources, or marketing, you can join these learning communities, and it's really going to help you, especially at the start of your program, Alternatively, you can join these learner WhatsApp groups. So these are, some of them are country specific, some are intake specific, some are also, I would say, so it's country specific, learner specific, and intake specific as well. Right? So they're super useful. And if you find that you're in a country, let's say, where there isn't currently a WhatsApp group for that, you can even request from our team. You can create the WhatsApp group yourself, and I'm sure others will follow. As you keep going through orientation, it'll tell you about grading. It'll tell you, it'll ask you to go through the university starter kit. You'll know all of the programs that we offer. You know how to add courses. You learn about course load, about course ordering, as well as the deadlines for your assignments and so much. That is the orientation. Next, I'd love to quickly just go through the other resources that you get unlimited access to as a Nexford learner. Let's see if I can currently access the NXU library. As an Nexford learner, you get access as well, unlimited access to over 60 million resources in the database here. So it covers so many industries and topics, as you can see. So these are research papers, articles, and so much more. So this can help you with your assignments. You can even do some reading for your own business. All right, so that is the NXU library. You'll see that there's also LinkedIn Learning, this button that follows you everywhere. If you click on that, it takes you to LinkedIn Learning. If you haven't heard of that, it is through LinkedIn. It is a platform where you can also access so many different courses and videos. Literally over 16,000 courses and videos that you will have unlimited access to simply by being an Nexford learner. Normally, this is through subscription. Once you're enrolled as an Nexford learner, you get access to this throughout your whole program. So it covers so many different topics. You can even learn different, courses and areas that are related or even not related to your Nexford program. You see that a lot of our learners really love this benefit. They do this side-by-side learning with the program. You can get certificates of completion. You can add that to your CV or your profile, and so much. All right. Aside from that, there are also digital badges. You receive these upon completion of certain Nexford courses. So not all the Nexford courses, but some of them. You'll find that they have these sort of fun names like data-driven decision maker, financial decision supporter. So I know that this may not make a lot of sense for those that aren't in an Nexford program. The great thing is anybody can click on this and it takes you to this verified page by Badger. And it shows what skills you actually gained, what was the earning criteria, so what was the skills and the knowledge that you gained in order to receive this digital badge, as well as the date and everything. That's one of the greatest ways to sort of show off your learning and your accomplishments. You'll find that some of our learners really make it a hobby of collecting these badges. So these are just some things you get access to. Before you jump into the sort of career services platform at Nexford, how we help you with your career, let me finally just talk about the Success Scheduler. So in order to talk about the Success Scheduler, I need to explain to you a bit about what a Success Advisor is at Nexford. So you might hear this name a lot if you haven't heard of it already. A Success Advisor is somebody that sort of mentor throughout your Nexford program. So they're going to help you with getting oriented in the beginning. They're going to help you with anything related to your program. We have a team of Success Advisors that are available for you 24/7. And actually, once you get enrolled at Nexford, you get assigned a dedicated and personal Success Advisor to guide you, especially in the first couple of months of your program. Does that mean when they move on and they're no longer dedicated to you precisely that you won't receive help? Of course not. Like I said, you still have 24/7 support from a full team of Success Advisors, as well as our faculty and our professors. All right, so also just to note, you get access to this platform as soon as you get enrolled. So enrolling is not the same as starting your program. For example, Nexford's programs start in the beginning of each month. So our next intake starts on September 1st. In order to join any intake, you need to make sure that you submit your application, you pay the $20 application fee, as well as get enrolled. Getting enrolled means you also need to pay at least the first month of your program tuition, all on or before the 27th of the previous month. So the enrollment intake for September 1, the September 1 intake is August 27th, for example. If you've done that, great, then you can join as soon as September 1st. But if, let's say you enroll on August 30 or August 29, then the next intake that you can join would be October 1. Anytime you enroll at Nexford, you have the option of starting your program within 3 months. So if you get enrolled in August, you can skip, September, October, and start in November, or even start in December. So you have up to 3 months from the day that you get enrolled. What's the benefit, I would say, of enrolling early? Aside from securing your spot in a future intake, you also receive early access to this online platform, as well as all of the learner benefits. So you can already start your LinkedIn learning, you can get acquainted with the online platform, you can finish your NXU orientation with ample time, you can already go through the NXU library, and so much more. So let me talk about what other benefits you can have access to. But before that, I'll finally talk about the Success Scheduler now that you have a background of what a Success Advisor is. If you click on that, it takes you to a similar booking page like the one I showed you for Caroline Fernandez, where you can also book a Success Advisor. This can be the one that you were assigned, or you can pick somebody else, say Katrina. Pick a timing, put in your info, and book. It's as simple as that. You'll have booked a 30-minute call with a Success Advisor. All right, so that is all the main features of the homepage. If you guys have any questions on the sections that I've discussed so far, again, please don't be shy to add that to the Q&A section if you have any questions. Okay, let me now talk about the extra benefits. Guys, I can see that some of you, I think Hamida is saying that the call is breaking up. And you can't really hear me, or you're finding it difficult to understand. Guys, I'm so sorry to hear this. I hope it's not everybody as well. I don't know if it's only Hamida who's unable to hear me. But I do see that somebody did a thumbs up. Can you guys please on the Q&A let me know as well? Is everybody also finding difficulty hearing me? By a show of hands, you can raise your hands, guys, or send me a message in the Q&A section if you are in fact unable to hear me correctly. Are you unable to hear me well throughout this webinar so far? Okay, Nico, you're unable to hear well. Sorry about that. Right. Just so you know, guys, this is being recorded. Okay, audio isn't very clear. Sorry about that, guys. Well, this is being recorded. I hope that the playback that you receive in your mailbox is going to help. Okay, then Melody, you're saying the audio quality is better now. Right. I hope you guys had told me sooner. Perhaps I just had to bring the mic up to closer to me. So in that case, if I have gone through sections, guys, that you weren't able to hear well, can you please ask a question about it? And I'm happy to go over it again in these last 5 or 10 minutes of the webinar. I mean, so far I've gone through the patient A's, I've gone over some of the application and enrollment processes. I've also gone through the different features on the platform and everything. So if you have any questions about those, please don't hesitate to ask me now, and I'm happy to tell you again. All right. Okay, then I will jump to the career services portal. So here I want to say that as a Nexford learner, you also receive access to our career services portal. So what is that? For example, if you're taking our MBA, your first career planning session starts in your 3rd month learning with us. And we help you with everything from, crafting your CV, for example, how to prepare for interviews. All right. And of course, LinkedIn Learning, which I mentioned earlier, free access to over 16,000 LinkedIn Learning courses and videos. Aside from that, if you are based in Africa, you also receive unlimited access to IBM Digital Nation Africa. So it's kind of similar to LinkedIn Learning, except this sort of covers more tech-related programs, and cybersecurity and AI. All right, thanks guys for writing what you didn't hear quite well. I'm happy to go over that again. All right, so that is IBM Digital Nation Africa. Okay. You can also get the opportunity to join Localized for free. So Localized is a platform where you can create a profile for yourself. You can get connected with career coaches and mentors around the world. You can also join virtual job fairs. This is a great platform. I recommend you guys to check it out to learn more about it. All right, so these are just some of the things you receive access to. You'll see that we have this initiative as well called Global Grid, which helps you prepare for remote jobs around the world. If you go to Global Grid, so simply by nexford.org/career, the Global Grid, you can learn more about this. It's a mentorship program, and it's exclusive to learners. So the group mentoring sessions we have are from mentors from around the world. But we do have live webinars which can be joined by anybody. So these are open to public, but the group mentoring programs are specifically for Nexford learners. You'll find that our mentors come from the top companies around the world, such as Google, Samsung, and so much more. All right. So that is just some of the things you guys receive access to. I think I'm ready to answer some questions now. So please make sure to send them in. Let me just clear some. Just so you guys know, again, this is being recorded. So hopefully if anything's been missed, I hope that the recording has caught it and you guys could hear that. But I'm gonna leave our contact information and our WhatsApp as well right now on chat. So make sure to reach out to our team of advisors on WhatsApp as well. You can email us at help@nexford.org, or you can book a consultation. Okay, let's start answering questions. Hey, Hamida, you're saying you didn't hear what I said about the writing lab and part of the orientation. Okay, I'm sorry about that. To just give you a quick overview again of the writing lab, basically it's a resource that you have access to throughout your full Nexford program, and it helps you with writing. So we know that not everybody is a natural born writer at Nexford. So this will answer so many questions you have in relation to writing. It'll give you tips about paraphrasing and paragraph structure and so much more, anything related to writing, as well as it'll teach you something called APA formatting, which you need in order to do your assignments at Nexford. And there is a writing lab coach on board, Caroline Fernandez. You can book a one-on-one session with her anytime, or you can join these group calls she holds. And those get recorded, they cover certain topics. So those can really help you as well. So there is a writing lab coach on board, and she can certainly help you with anything related to writing. So that is the writing lab, and you have access to it throughout your whole program. So I hope that answers your question in regards to the writing lab. In terms of the orientation, so the orientation is a quick 3-module course that you need to complete before starting your official Nexford program. So the orientation is just sort of a welcome package, and all it includes is just everything you need to know to get started at Nexford. So it tells you how to use our online platform, how to reach out to professors, how to contact anybody on the team. It teaches you about the policies we have at Nexford, how to take a leave of absence or a vacation if you need to. It'll tell you how to add courses, about course load, how to add and drop courses, and tell you about assignment deadlines and so on. So that is what the orientation is all about. Okay, Hamida, I hope this answered your question. Can you please confirm in the Q&A? I hope you were able to hear me better this time. Right. Perfect. I'm so glad you could hear me this time, Hamida. And again, don't hesitate, please, to reach out to our team in the WhatsApp number I shared on chat, as well as the help@nexford.org. You can even ask for me personally, for my name, Mai. I'm happy to speak with you more. Just so you know, in the consultation link also that I've shared, the booking forms, through there, you'll find that I hold these one-on-one virtual tours as well. I'm sure you're going to receive an email after this webinar to tell you about that also. So if you still have more information, if you want me to jump into another certain section of the online platform, I can do so in a one-on-one call. So hopefully by then I'll have a better connection. You guys will hear me better, you'll see better and all that. And I'll be more than happy to go through the sections again. Sorry guys, I'm just getting a really loud noise currently where I am. So I see a question from Praise. You're asking, does other institutions in the world recognize Nexford certificate in case one needs to use it to further education? So that's a great question. So just so you know, we are licensed and accredited in Washington, D.C. I'm happy to send you the link for that information. So let me answer your chat. Praise, I've answered your question. I hope that we are licensed by HNC in Washington, D.C. This is the same organization that licenses all the physical universities operating in Washington, D.C. We're also accredited by ASIC, which is a UK-based international organization. So you can learn much more on our accreditation page. Anyone else have any more questions? Can see, Ken, you're saying you were having challenges using the chat tray. I understand. I believe there's the chat has been disabled for some reason for this call. I do apologize for that. But I have sent in our contact information for you guys to be able to reach out to us as well. Okay, I believe that's all the time that we have today, guys. If nobody else has any more questions, again, you can definitely reach out to us in the contact information that I shared. I hope I was able to cover everything for you guys. Please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. We're here to help you. And like I mentioned, this call has been recorded. So hopefully when you watch the playback, perhaps you can hear some of the areas you didn't hear very well. That's one option. Another option is in the booking form link I've shared. You can book another one-on-one virtual tour with me. So that's just going to be a personal one-on-one call, and I can definitely go through the online platform again with you. So I really look forward for you guys to take, the leap with us at Nexford, to start studying with us. It's going to be challenging, but I'm sure it's going to be a challenge you're going to enjoy. So I can't wait for all of you to join Nexford's global learner community. And thanks again for joining me today. Everybody have a good day or a good evening. Right, bye.